How's it going, guys? Jamie, Chris the fam. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna do my regular Sunday night chat and chill. We're gonna do this every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna see exactly how the stream goes, and we may actually change it up depending on the day. I'm not quite sure just yet, but we've done a couple Sundays this past little while, and we'll see how it goes. I'm all right. I'm all right, Jamie. I'm just kind of relaxing, and it's been a busy weekend. Busy weekend. We took Mason out with a couple of his friends from school this weekend, and today he had his first play date over at a friend's house. So we've been pretty busy. We've been pretty busy. How's everybody else tonight? How are we all doing? Hey, Miss Kelly, how are you? You've been editing all weekend? Right on. Right on. Sadly, tomorrow's Monday. It's going to be another busy week. I've been meaning to get some videos out actually, but the last couple of days has been kind of crazy, and yeah, just life in general has been kind of busy. Been waiting on a few doctor's appointments and that type of thing, and I go see my chiropractor tomorrow actually to get my back worked on, of course. So hopefully that'll work for me and help me out. You got a video coming out very shortly, Jamie? Like I say, I've been meaning to try to get some footage and that type of thing in order to get a video out. It's just been really kind of rough, and I was thinking about doing a vlog of what my days are like, but maybe I'll take some footage tomorrow. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing that. But for the last week, it's been kind of weird, and we've been kind of all over the place. I've had usually during a typical day for me is to get Mason off to school, but then a lot of times I'm so exhausted because I don't normally sleep at night all that well, so I end up falling asleep and napping pretty much until the afternoon. Daily life videos are rather popular. I'll have to maybe I'll do that tomorrow because I mean I have to like I say I have to get Mason up in the morning and get him off to school, and then head out to the chiropractor, and then home basically, and wait till he finishes school. Um, I don't have a lot going on tomorrow, but at the same time, um, the my days, because of my back and everything, they kind of keep me down a little bit, and I'm not sure exactly if right now anyway my days would be all that interesting, to be honest. Um, but it's something that I'll definitely keep in mind for sure. Definitely for sure. We got to do a congrats out to Jamie just recently. She just got monetized, so it's a really exciting time for her. And I know that Miss Kelly's actually on her way to being monetized, or I don't know if you're in review yet, Kelly, or if you're a couple hours shy type thing, or how that's going. I know the last time I checked, you were about 30 hours off, I believe. You're under review now. That's awesome news for sure. It's all that hard work and the streaming that you guys do, right? I don't have, I don't work anymore, that type of thing. So my days are kind of, my days are kind of blah for the most part. My back kind of keeps me, you know, kind of down and out most days. Oh, I appreciate that, Kelly. It's like I say, I'm not a seasoned streamer by no means, that's for sure. But we'll, every little bit at a time helps and keeping me going. We're about 8 minutes in. We've had actually kind of a busy week this week, or for me, or sports wise anyway, for Canada. It's been a really good week. We had Bianca Andreescu win the U.S. Open, first Canadian to win the U.S. Open in history. They had a big rally actually in Mississauga, her hometown, this afternoon. I watched that a little bit earlier. It was good. Um, I just wish that the politicians would stay out of it, and if they want to come in and wish congratulations to them or that type of thing, that's all well and good. But we're in the middle of a political campaign now here in Canada, and of course the prime minister had to show up and kind of most people paid more attention to him than actually what was going on. So it was kind of a downer, but it should have been all about her accomplishments and you know the you know the accomplishments and the win that she had over Serena Williams this week. We also everybody. Well, for those that have know me, I'm an avid Leaf fan. So we just got Mitch Marner signed to a 6-year contract, and their um, training training camp started yesterday, I believe. We got the upcoming seasons starting October 2nd, so I'm looking forward to that. That's for sure. Oh, do they do that the very same thing there? I found it really distasteful for him to show up and kind of steal a spotlight from a rally that they were having for her to kind of welcome her home. They gave her the key to the city. Um, they named a street after her, that type of thing. And she basically, once he came up on stage and kind of said his piece, um, it it just kind of took away from all the excitement that was part of her day. Everything's political there, but the president doesn't come around to events. That's kind of a good thing. I mean, it's not kind of. I mean, unless it's something that they need to be there for and to represent and actually to get something done. I get sending a message to the athlete, you know, congratulating them on their accomplishment, but to turn it into a part of their campaign type thing in order to rally votes, I just don't think it's right. I don't think it's right at all. Um, but all in all, I mean, there was a ton of people there. I believe they had a parade for her, which is really cool. She's only actually 19, so for her to have that first win meant a lot, and it just by the prime minister being there, he just took away from all took the spotlight away from her. How is everybody else tonight? It shows that I have 3 people in the chat. I'm only actually showing. I look in the participants. It's actually only me and Miss Kelly here. So I'm not sure exactly who else is here, maybe lurking, that type of thing. Um, say hi. I mean, there could be channels that come in, and if you don't know them or you don't frequent their channels all that often, show them some love. You know, share the support. That's for sure. I appreciate all the support that everybody's given me through my YouTube journey. Other than getting Mason off to school every day, it's pretty much waiting for the hockey season to start, and that'll be kind of a big thing for me. I tend to follow them ever since I came off of work and haven't been working. I've been following my team fairly closely. I don't follow a lot of other sports, to be honest. Hockey's a really big thing, and I've been kind of waiting the last couple of months in order for it to start again. So getting kind of anxious. I'm hoping that it's hoping October 2nd doesn't take too long to get here. Yeah, Mrs. Cage is kind of getting Mason ready for school for the morning. It's a little bit easier for myself. What's everybody up to? I did want to give a big congratulations to HSFL Paranormal. I just before my stream, I found out um, that he did go ahead and get to his 3K, which is exciting news for him. He's a paranormal channel. I'm going to go ahead and drop his link there if anybody's interested. He does a lot of late night streams and that type of thing. Sometimes he does ghost stories. Sometimes he does other streams and participates in other streams. That's for that when it comes to paranormal. But how is everybody tonight? If you haven't checked out HSFL Paranormal and you're interested in that paranormal kind of thing, by all means, go ahead and check his channel out. His first name's John. Really nice guy. Um, been really busy from what I understand. But you're having ice cream and peanut butter. Isn't that a midnight thing for you, Jamie? Or do you have it a little bit earlier now that you can? I'm waiting actually later on. Mrs. K and I were going to go ahead and watch Big Brother, catch up on all that fun fun stuff. I'm not sure how many people actually go ahead and watch that show, but it is uh, it is getting down to the finale. I think they have a couple weeks left. Hey, Painkiller, how are you? You missed this season, Jamie? You know what? Probably the first couple of evictions, I was kind of like, meh, is it all what it is? And now that it's getting down to the I think this is the final four now. Um, they're making people that should be making really big moves aren't, and it's kind of disappointing that way because the last episode, um, they uh, they made a move that pretty much could have cost them the game essentially. We're going to go ahead and watch that later on and find out. Not this season. Not this season. We haven't had anybody come out from other seasons this year, other than to host. HOH competitions or veto competitions. They had a few people from last year that came out to host competitions, but not really to play the game itself. No, no. Well, they've had a couple pretty good twists and that type of thing. So it's been a fairly good season. It's just like I say, it takes in any of those seasons though. It takes me a couple weeks in order to really kind of pick your favorites. Um, After the first couple of evictions, then you start to see some of the true colors of people, and they tend to come out and it tends to get good after the um, first couple of evictions. Yeah, there's been a lot of floaters this year. Um, they tend to they basically showed up like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, um, within the evictions. So it's made for kind of a long, somewhat boring season, but there's a couple of the spins too that they put on it that not too I'm not too big on. It was more of a camping. It was a camp. It was like Camp Big Brother or Camp something that it was all about. Like a kids camp type thing, and all the games were around that. You're doing good, pretty good there, painkiller. You're just really tired. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I don't know exactly sleep all that well at night, so and with my back and the condition that I have, the fatigue does does set in pretty bad for me. Hey, Spangies, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. How have you been, Spangies? But there are a lot of floaters in that game. No one, if they can get by without having to do much, that's what they do, right? Your favorite Big Brother guest is Jeff. Mine, I'm gonna have to say Paul. He was all about friendship, and he played it really, 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 really well. Hey, Life of Grace and Logan Vlogs. Thanks for stopping by. Out in Hawaii, I believe. Paul was great. Paul was great on that season. Painkiller, you were in the hospital. I hope everything was. They've took care of it. I'm not exactly. I've been kind of out of the loop at night. I'm kind of random. Out in Hawaii. It's one place that I'd love to visit. The only problem is that I'm terrified of heights, and I will definitely never fly. I didn't know actually painkiller. Um, Usually I pop in on Jamie's and Kelly's streams, in the evenings, if I can, if I've got nothing else going on, or if there's I try to pop in and kind of keep in the loop. I haven't been in the last couple of weeks. It's been kind of rough at night. There's a lot of times because I don't sleep well at night. If I go too many days in a row, I end up passing out really really early. And being that I've got to be up in the morning with Mason, I've been trying to kind of do my best at laying down and trying to go to sleep. But with my back the way it is, it's it's really difficult in order to do that. Yeah, guys, if there's channels in the chat that you have not, um, you haven't checked out or you haven't um, seen before, by all means, throw the support out and check all the channels out. Definitely for sure. Got a couple things I got to do here. Just some. Where are we here? Really bad infection. It showed up. Registered. I had a oh wow, painkiller. That's that's not good. That's not good. That's basically what happened to me before I said enough, and I had them really look into my back. Um, I don't know. There's not a lot of people that know my background. I have a couple of close friends on YouTube that do. I was taking naproxen for my back. I didn't know exactly what was wrong with my back a year ago, and I ended up taking naproxen to the point where I had a huge ulcer in my stomach, and they basically told me my blood pressure dropped so much that they told me had I dropped another 5, I'm not even sure what the units are for the blood pressure measure, but had my blood pressure dropped another 5, I would have been in cardiac arrest, which would have. I mean, I have a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old, and little Mason that's 4. And I mean, had something happened like that, it would have been terrible. And then I finally said enough. I have to find out what's wrong, and get to the meat of the situation so I can get it corrected. That's a really scary thing, painkiller. That's wow. Did you just get out of the hospital recently? They couldn't get a blood pressure on you. Oh wow, that's scary. That's scary. And you're not that old, painkiller, if I'm not mistaken, correct? It happened last week. Wow, that's oh wow, setting positive vibes for sure. If you haven't already, guys, love up on painkiller. Show them some support. That's it's life changing when those types of things happen. You're 43. Yeah, so you're not too much older than myself. Wow, 217. I'm not sure exactly how that rates in the scale. I'll be honest, I worked in an emergency room at a hospital as a cleaner, but I didn't actually any of the lingo and that type of thing, or the measures and that type of thing. I was never privy to, and I never really, as much as I was there for over 5 years, I didn't I didn't ever research, and even for myself, when things are rough, the most I'm able to do, especially with diabetes, is check my blood sugar, and that's pretty much the extent of it for me. Um, Tachycardiac, is that where you're? I'm assuming that would be like. To be honest with you, I'm not sure exactly what that means. But you are fairly young for that kind of thing to happen. I mean, they told me with my back condition, my spine and my neck, they're basically fusing. So in a few years, I could end up in a wheelchair. Um, it means your heart is racing. That's not good. That's not good at all. Did they say it was a did they say it was more almost like the the kind of the prerequisite for a heart attack? That's what it would mean to if I found out that my heart was racing. Hey, Lucy D, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Plus, you have congestive heart failure. Oh, that's scary. That is a scary thing. And AFib. Yeah, I, both of those things aren't exactly great, right? They're life changing, and they could change your life in a split second. So you got to be really mindful of those things. Wow, wow. I mean, I know when I was there and when I went into the emergency room myself when I had the ulcer, because I had no energy, I was passing out. Um, the only thing to let you guys know a little bit about me. Um, Prior to my diagnosis with ankylosing spondylitis, I basically would avoid doctors at all costs. If I didn't have to go, if I was still breathing, and someone else didn't have to make the call in order to go to a doctor, um, I would just not go. I mean, I had dark stools for 3 days, and I said, maybe it's something I ate, maybe it'll pass. Until that fourth day on the Monday when I went into work and I could not stand up, I knew something was wrong. So I actually they sent me home. I drove from my work probably about 20 minutes home down a highway. Got home, laid down, and I felt fine. Well, my wife also works at the hospital, and she works in the kitchen. She called me and said, "Get ready, I'm taking you to the hospital." I said, "Well, I just came from there." Well, our family doctor had called her and said, if these are the things that are happening, he needs to get to an emerge now, not yesterday, not 3 days from now. You got to get him there now. And immediately I was admitted. The doctor, or sorry, the nurses that were walking me into you know, my room where I was going to be on the stretcher, she looked at me and said, "Hey, how are you walking right now?" And of course, my wife was with me at the time, and I basically told her, "I'm holding on to whatever I can because if I hit the floor, not only are you going to have to pick me up, and I'm not a small guy, my wife will be losing it, so we're going to have a bigger situation than what just getting me back up and running, right? You have to take 14 medications a day. I thought mine was big. I never used to take pills. I swore up and down that I would never ever um, you know over I wouldn't take Tylenol for a headache. And now I'm on a list of medications for diabetes, for my back medications. I take injections monthly. I take a biologic that pretty much kills my immune system. So now if I go to a hospital, I have to wear a mask because I can't sit in a waiting room with a lot of people, because if I do get sick, I could get really, really sick being on the medications I'm on. It's almost like it's almost, they compare it almost to a chemo. The injectable medication that I'm on is called Cosentix. You've probably seen advertisements. It's for psoriasis is what they started it for, and they found out that it helped with ankylosing spondylitis, and basically it kills my immune system to stop fighting my body from the arthritis that I'm dealing with, and the fusion that I'm going with, or that I'm having. So the medication is supposed to slow it down, but I've also been told a year after my diagnosis that the actual on the back of your spine or the back of your neck, you have they're like tails that kind of hang off the back of your spine. I'm putting it in layman's terms because that's the way I was explained it. They basically told me that the actual tails off of the back of my spine are starting to fuse. So my chiropractor actually had said to me, eventually there's going to be a day that I'm going to wake up and I'm not going to be able to move my neck, which is kind of scary, being that I just turned 41, and three young boys to chase around and to raise. It's a pretty scary deal. And eventually from going forward from that, um, I'll end up in a wheelchair and not being able to move whatsoever. Um, that's you too, Jamie. For the last week and a half, my perks and has been here. I have a friend that's on perks. Um, he broke his femur in a car accident, and I don't know how he keeps going. I mean, the amount of pain that he's in is incredible. We always say that have if him and I were to get into a race, he'd probably still beat me, but we're both basically well, we're both disabled per se. I get monthly intravenous infusion, immunoglobulin. I probably butchered that. Um, oh, so you have infusions as well. I know people that have infusions for other things like Crohn's and colitis and that type of thing. There's just so many things out there, and it's really really scary that I'm I'm blown away. I mean, I know myself. I went through that kind of thing, and I would never wish that kind of pain on anybody. Um, there's just so many people in the community that are they're just amazing people. I mean, we have Jamie that went through cancer treatments, painkiller. You're dealing with just a recent scare, and hopefully, knock on wood, it doesn't progress and become worse. Miss Kelly, with her, um, with her surgeries and that type of thing, just an. I mean, it's an awesome community, definitely. I mean, we all support each other. We all have different things, but at the same time, when we all talk about our pains and some of the treatments that we're going through, the majority of us can relate to each other. That's for sure. Does anybody have anything planned for later on tonight? I know, I know Kelly usually goes live. I want to say around 11 o'clock. Could be wrong. Not sure if Jamie's going live tonight at midnight or if she's calling it another calling an early night. I know what fatigue and stress and life does to you, so I know exactly how that feels. We really have an amazing community here. We have it's true. It's true, Kelly. The community itself stands up for each other, and we all support each other. Um, Jamie's gonna finish editing tonight. Miss Kelly, you're gonna take a break tonight. Right on. Right on. I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure 5 years ago, and it has been the most. Oh, I I believe that. I believe that. I'd be terrified myself. They dosed me. They gave me treatment. Oh wow, wow. That's scary. That's really really scary. Um, Thankfully, painkiller. That time has not come, and hopefully that you get stronger each and every day to keep pulling through. Yes, Banjies. It's like I said, the community itself comes out when one of us is feeling down, that type of thing. Um, there's always somebody there. You're never alone, per se. I mean, physically you may be alone, but if you need somebody to talk to, there's always somebody in the community that's around, which is awesome. Which is awesome. It's only at 35% capacity. Is there anything they can do, painkiller? I mean, technology nowadays, that is it repairable by chance? Yeah, I agree, Miss Kelly. I definitely agree. Um, the like I said, the community, it's awesome. It's really awesome. Um, the reason why I actually got into YouTube is when I was diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis, I ended up searching it on YouTube, and I found a really good friend of mine. She's about 2 hours away from me, that deals with the disease that I have each and every day, has been for years, and I I she's the one that pushed me into doing videos and live streaming, and I'm really glad that I did, that I started the whole YouTube journey. Um, I've met a lot of awesome people out there, and like I said, when you feel like you're down and out, or you feel like you need somebody to talk to, there's always somebody around, for sure. Just gonna jump into the chat again for a minute. Jamie says that she loves all the people that she's met. Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you on that for sure. My sleep apnea. You have sleep apnea. I've been told that I had for the longest time. For the longest time, I was a smoker. Now I went into the vaping, and I know that the vaping right now in the U.S. it's been reported a lot of cases and that sort of thing. We haven't had anything here in Canada. Knock on wood again. But since I've started vaping, I've felt a lot better, breathing and that type of thing. Was smoking one of those things that you were doing at one point, if not still are painkiller? That's right, Miss Kelly. That's yeah. I can't talk. That's right. It's awesome that we can all have a channel, and really spotlight some of the conditions that we do have ourselves, and then we can relate to other people's health issues as a community, and really kind of support everybody through it. Was untreated and done 15 years. Wow. That's how I kind of felt with it when I got diagnosed with ankylosing spondylitis. Um, 41, or sorry, at 40, just before I turned 40, they diagnosed me with ankylosing spondylitis, and they told me that the actual disease is usually um, it's usually diagnosed at the age of 15 in males. And I said to them, I said, well, it's been pretty much 25 years, 25, 30 years that I've been dealing with this. Um, and I'm, I'm just now getting diagnosed with it. I mean, I never thought when I was doing sports and that sort of thing, the little aches and pains that I had was anything huge or serious. And then years later, when I'm not able to move and I have to take medication in order to actually function, that's when I kind of, said, "Hey, enough is enough. I need to get this looked at." That's okay. That's okay, Spangies. When it comes down to it, I mean, when it comes down to it, when you have health issues, I can say this for myself. I came, um, I still haven't fixed my picture for my live stream. I plan on doing that later, a little bit later on. I actually put it up. I saved it on my computer and added it in, and it never. I wasn't able to actually rotate it or move it around properly. So I definitely will be doing that, Spangies, after after this stream. I noticed that, but right before I went live. Yep, that's exactly it. Usually, like I was saying, when I was diagnosed with diabetes last November, and then in May not this last November, the November before that, 2 years ago, 2 Novembers ago, I was diagnosed with diabetes, and I had started to take medication and checking my blood sugars and that type of thing. Thankfully, just now they're starting to actually level out a little bit. They're not exactly where I want them to be, but they're way closer than when I started. My blood sugars at that time were probably to the point. Excuse me, probably to the point where I should have been hospitalized. To be honest, um, when I first was diagnosed, my blood sugars fasting was at 14 to 15. And that's only after having a quick coffee or a quick couple coffees with a bunch of my buddies at night one night. I don't necessarily get I don't necessarily get all that much. Painkiller, you're heading out. Good night, my friend. I hope that all is well, and I hope to see you very shortly or very soon. Um, keep on top of that, my friend. That's a really, really scary thought. Get your rest, and I hope all is well. Thanks for stopping by as well. Um, you're right, Miss Kelly. When you do deal with any type of health issue, like myself with being diagnosed with diabetes and then ankylosing spondylitis, and the outcome where they're telling me that I could eventually end up in a wheelchair and not being able to move. Um, when I'm at home and I'm by myself and I can, I'm having one of those flare ups where I can't move, the mental health part of it comes into it as well. I mean, depression sets in and all those types of things. And like I said, there's so many people on YouTube that if you are having one of those times, where you need someone to talk to, there's groups that people, the sport groups and that sort of thing. Um, I told Ashley to message you about it since I couldn't join that night. Well, which night was it, Spangies? Is that from our one of our chats or in one of the streams itself? While I'm thinking about it, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do something here. Copy that out. Oop, went to the actual. I remember some of the weight loss surgery support groups on Facebook there, and they're just horrible. Yep, that's the thing. People, especially on Facebook, I find a lot of people hide behind their keyboards and they're really kind of nasty. And they don't exactly. A lot of them don't necessarily help the situation. They actually do more more hurt than they do anything else. Here on YouTube, you get to see the person face to face per se, and it's it's a close knit community. I mean, there's communities and groups all over, but for the most part, people tend to stick together and support everyone. Keyboard trolls, I yeah, for sure. We had one in my stream a couple weeks ago. Um, it was a group from the UK, and they were basically recruiting trolls, and ended up having me in their live stream, and sent a bunch of people over to troll here. And I mean, I'm not a huge channel. It says right now I have 5 people in the chat, um, and I had trolls come into my chat. So I mean, I know we talk about it on every other channel. At the same time, we got to be do some. I guess we're got to be doing something right if the trolls are giving you the attention, right? I'm gonna post a link in the chat, guys. It's for my friend Ashley. Actually, she is a bigger for compared to myself. She is a bigger channel, but she is one of those people that helped me begin my YouTube journey, and she's actually just shy of 5K. If you haven't already, guys, go ahead and check her out. Awesome, supportive channel. I appreciate so much that she's done for me in the past. Um, like I say, if you haven't checked her out, by all means, do so. She's a really good friend of mine, and I appreciate throwing her some support. Um, like I said, and everybody else in the actual chat itself as well. You got to love up on each other. Show that support. HSFL. Yep, I can't talk. But, hey man, what's happening? I just actually earlier on in my stream, and I'll do that again. Or if John, if you want to go ahead and drop your link in the chat, um, I'm just pulling it up here now. John, HSFL is one of the channels that I follow all the time as well, and a big shout out to HSFL. I just saw before the stream that he ended up hitting his 3K today. So big congratulations goes out to HSFL. Sharpshooters in the chat as well. Thank you for stopping by, James. I appreciate it. The mod god is here. Hey, Quilty Mom and Molly, how are you tonight? No problem, John, or HSFL. I don't know if I know you by John, but others may not. If you haven't checked out HSFL and you're into that paranormal type of thing, he's the guy to go see. He's the first paranormal channel that I actually started following, and being that I'm on the East Coast and John's on the West Coast, there, it's been harder and harder for me to get into into his streams. I try to pop by when I can. Um, I just um, I get up early. I get up early in the morning and get Mason off to school here on the East Coast, and it's getting harder and harder to get into John's streams. But they're a good time. They're definitely a good time. Yep, Quilty Mom. Yeah, you've been over in Ash's stream, I believe. Actually, I saw the post earlier that you're just shy of 1K, if I'm not mistaken. Um, I think I think I saw Spanjies go ahead and post that earlier in the YouTuber support group on Facebook that we're all with all in, and that's actually brought up with my friend Ashley, life with ankylosing spondylitis. I left her link in the chat, guys. She's one of my biggest supporters, biggest rocks when it comes to my YouTube thing, and with the disease that I have in my back. You're only 96 away, Quilty Mom. Everybody, if you haven't hit up Quilty Mom, go check out her channel. Give her a like, subscribe, comment, watch a video, do it right. You're almost at 1,500, James. That's awesome. I'm just plugging away. I think I'm just shy of I'm just over 500. Slowly but surely we're growing, but as long as we're growing, right? That is the main thing. You did hit it. The sharpshooter mod god has now hit 1,500. I'm not good at multitasking, James. So not like yourself. Um, I've got so many windows up right now that I'm on a laptop, so I'm on with the touchpad itself, and when I'm watching videos, or when I'm watching a stream, I'm always on my iPhone. So the whole using the laptop, I usually only use it for when I'm streaming. I do have to get another, probably a better camera and stuff. I'm on my end. It looks a little bit grainy. I don't know what it looks like on your guys' end, or if the mic is picking up like it should be. Just slightly. It's a little bit grainy, or is it my volume itself that's a little bit? Uh, hey, no problem, James. You support the community as you know. It's in your name, the Mod God. The least I can do is congratulate you in the stream and keep keep that ball rolling for sure. As well as as well as John's John's channel there, HSFL. Um, awesome news that I just saw before my stream that he got to 3K. And like I always do, guys, I always give a mention out to Ashley from Life with Ankylosing Spondylitis. She's just short of 5K. If we get her there, her son is going to actually put a pie in her face. I'm not sure if it's going to be on a live stream or on a video, but that's her plan what she plans on doing with when she hits 5K. I got to get her community tab to see which one of us abuses it more. Abuses whose community tab there, Spangies? John, you put a lot of work into your channel. Um, I know that obviously, like myself, life gets in the way a lot of times, and it's hard sometimes to actually keep kind of a regular schedule. That's why I decided that I was going to go ahead and do a live stream Sunday nights. Usually throughout the weekend, depending every other weekend, I have my older boys here with me. So I usually take them home to their mothers between 7 and 8 normally on Sunday nights. So I figured 9 o'clock's a nice time after all the kids are in bed and that type of thing that I can come on and go live and really touch base with the community again. I have been intending to go ahead and get and get videos out. It's just that with my back issue and that sort of thing, getting Mason off to school in the mornings, um, I usually come home and I crash out. Hey, Nintendo 2009, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you could, guys, if you haven't already, do me a favor, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I definitely appreciate that. What's happening out on the West Coast there, James? Or sorry, John. James is out East Coast, I believe, or sorry, the West Coast, I believe as well. It's roughly about what 7 p.m. there. I forget where you're located. I know James is on the West Coast. It's going nothing new. Are you planning on doing a a stream tonight or being in a stream tonight, John? Nova Scotia, Canada. You're where my team is right now. Are you okay? I'm gonna say Central or Eastern, James. I'm not good with remembering, not remembering where everybody's from. There's a few that I live from Mars. Well, that's why you have the supernatural powers, right, James? The mod god. I have to always give James props for that because what the stuff in the moderating that he does in people's channels, they're out of this world. They're like on Mars. Um, you probably will tonight, John. I'll have to I'll have to see what time it is and pop in. I'll have to pop in and say hi. Yeah, Nintendo. My hockey team, my Leafs are out on the East Coast. There, you're gonna do a 3K celebration stream. Way to go! You know what? I like I said, I saw it right before the actual. Um, Me too. You're on the East Coast or you're on the West Coast, Banjus? Um, no, my hockey team, the Leafs, they're out. They're out actually right now in St. John's, and they're doing training camp. Season starts October 2nd. Um, I can't wait till October 2nd. It's been a couple months and kind of a really stressful go. We've had some free agents that haven't signed up until pretty much the day that we started training camp. So to get the team back together and give it a good run. I know that we're in some cap trouble. I don't know if a lot of people watch hockey, but the salary cap we're really close. Actually, I think we're over it by 2 million. So they're gonna have to shed some weight before October 2nd. But I'm looking forward to getting that season started and getting the ball rolling. Yeah, 5 people. It says we have 5 people in the chat. So what's everybody up to for the rest of the night? Anything interesting? I know James is going, or sorry, James. Uh, John's going live in a little bit. It's the J names that I keep mixing up. Um, Quilty Mom, you're almost done on your way to bed. I know James. I mess it up all the time. If you're up a little bit later on, I'm not sure exactly what time HSFL John is going to be going live, but I'll definitely be checking that one out. It should be a good stream. You're going to go live, James? I look forward to it. You should, James. I never thought, myself that I would go live. It 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 was something that I've never been a really confident public speaker, and Ash pushed me into it and said, "Hey, just do a video, just." And I told her at I think it was 100 subscribers I would do a video. I believe it was at 250. I never thought 250 was going to ever actually happen. Um, I told her that I would start doing live streams. I did 2 live streams, and then basically I got cold feet and just kind of hung it up for a little while and did videos. And now every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Um, that may change. I'm not quite sure. Um, I may switch the day up. I'm not sure. Maybe go live, or maybe I'll keep my Sunday night live streams at 9 p.m. Eastern, and maybe pick another day during the week, maybe a Wednesday, uh, and do a live stream at night as well. I've been kind of easing myself into it, and you know, as I get the confidence to do the live streams, hopefully maybe I'll start doing a little bit more and more. Working. Yeah, I I can't say that I know that feeling. I used to, John. Um, my my working days are over, unfortunately. But I used to do 16 to 18 hour midnight shifts. I'd start at 6 at night and work till like 8 to 10 in the morning. Come home after an hour's drive home, and then get up and do it all over again. You still have the plague, Spangies? What? The plague from what? It's almost time for you to jump in the shower. Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear it. Ashley is a really, really good friend, great friend. I appreciate everything that she does for me in the within the community, and you know, getting the advice from her, especially with my back condition. She's such a supportive friend for me. I appreciate her a lot. Um, Starts dinging at 8 a.m. What? That chat starts going off at 8 a.m. Yikes! I usually have my phone on silent. I used to actually set my alarm on my cell phone, and as of late, I've actually switched my alarm over to the Google Home, because I find myself in the mornings, once my phone goes off, I literally roll over, click, click. I usually I snooze my phone off, and then I never wake up. So with the Google Home going off, that's just across the room. Um, I have to actually wake up and respond to it in order for in order for me to get up and get moving. If you're mad at anyone's, send me their address. I'll sneeze on the letter. Oh no, no! Don't send one to my address. I'm immune suppressant. It'll hurt, and it'll take me a while to get better. Um, yeah, I've never had the actual chat ding off at 8 a.m. Um, I know myself. You'll probably never see me in at 8 a.m. unless, of course, I haven't slept all night and I'm still kind of up and moving at that time. Well, this is when T-W-D is T-W-E-D. Is that the Walking? I'm assuming that's the Walking Dead. I could be wrong. I've never watched the show. I'm guilty of that for sure. Guilty mom's gonna send the list over. It is the Walking Dead. All right, all right. I haven't I haven't actually ever watched one of those shows. I just actually stopped. I just finished The Ranch. Season 7 was on Netflix. I just actually it came out on the 13th, I believe it was, or the 13th or 14th, and I've already went through all 10 episodes. If you guys haven't checked out The Ranch, it is hilarious. I know that there's not a lot of people that may be fans of Ashton Kutcher, but that show is a gut buster. That and I just finished the Stranger Things 3. I just stopped, finished watching that not too long ago. It's Fear the Walking Dead tonight. That sounds interesting, and probably now that um, I've stopped watching Stranger Things. Maybe that'll be the next show that I kind of get into. I'm waiting for the Disenchantment on Netflix. It's 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 done by um, the same producer, I guess, or the same creator as The Simpsons, but it's set in a medieval time. Um, I and it's got kind of a more of an adult spin on it as well. Um, I watched it when it first came out, and Ashley says hello before. Oh, in the morning, in the mornings. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't. I don't. Why do I not get those? I know I'm still part of that chat. I'm not sure exactly why I don't get those messages. Oh, let me take a look. See. Um, maybe that's why I haven't been in on those chats. Well, I'm gonna have to take a look. See here. Okay. What is going on here? No, I'm still in that chat. I don't have anything muted, so I should be getting those messages fairly fairly often. she sent you the she sent you the list. You're gonna need more stamps. Oh. All right, Quilty Mom. You get to bed. Have a good night's sleep. I appreciate you stopping by and spending some time here. Um, I know we're just over an hour here on the stream. Not sure exactly how much longer I'm gonna keep going, maybe for a little bit, but I know I know Mrs. K wants to go ahead and watch a show or two tonight if we can, and she has to be up. she has to be up at 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning to start work at 5. So I can't be on here too much longer tonight, but maybe I'll pop in and do a random stream in the middle of in the middle of the week. I've tried Stranger Things. The first season was okay, but I got bored with. Yeah, you know what? The first one was really cool. The second one was just like the first, but a little bit watered down. I'd find the third season was more. I found it more comedic than it was. Um, than it, than it was. Strange. It was strange that it was more comedic than it was strange. I guess. Um, oh no, James, I appreciate that for sure. I appreciate that. Thanks, Miss Kelly, for stopping by. I definitely appreciate it. I look forward to doing some more streams in the future and getting getting more confident as we go. No, no, that's cool, Spangies. I've been thinking about changing it up and doing it kind of a midweek stream, just because I know Sundays are hard, especially before the Monday morning when all the kids go back to school and it's been fairly busy. Um, that would work because Wednesdays would work for me. For the most part, I've got my son break A6. He usually is over on Tuesdays, and then I have my older son Cameron. Actually, break A6 is here. Cameron is here, and then I got little Mason. We haven't exactly changed any of his baby pictures as of yet. We're waiting on getting school pictures this year as he started his first year at JK. So it's been an interesting year, that's for sure. No, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to go ahead and change up my streaming day, or maybe keep my Sunday nights, but then go ahead and maybe do a stream midweek, just to kind of get a different audience. But yeah, we'll definitely see. If I don't, you know what? If I don't do a video in the week, and I know this past week I wasn't able to, other than the reminder stream for this stream, um, I just maybe I'll try and do a midnight or midweek stream and make it a little bit easier. Maybe get a little bit, another group of people in. The same people. I appreciate everybody that stops by. That's for sure. But to kind of keep the chat going, and maybe I'll do a 2 hour stream midweek. Who knows? Um, looks like everything's kind of winding down here. It says that I have 3 people in the chat. I am going to go ahead and wind this down, guys. If you haven't already, click that like button. You know, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Smash that like button. Throw me a comment if you're watching the replay. I'd much appreciate it. Um, go ahead and check out. I'm gonna wrap this up by saying a few things. Congrats to my friend Miss Kelly. She just got under went and got her under review for monetization this past couple of days, I believe. Um, HSFL, big congrats goes to you for reaching your 3K. I look forward to popping in your stream later on tonight and celebrating with all of yous. And as always, I always shout out my son Break A6. He's a gaming channel. He's been kind of off and on lately. But if you could stop by his channel and show him some love and support, that would be awesome. I definitely appreciate that. And as always, guys, I didn't see her tonight. I know she's probably busy, but a big shout out to Ashley from Life with Ankylosing Spondylitis. She's just shy of her 5K, guys. If you could go over, if you haven't or you don't know her, um, her links are on my About page, I believe. If not, they are in my videos for the most part. Go ahead and check her out at 5K. She's going to get a pie in the face by her son. I'm not sure if she's going to do a live stream or if she's going to do a video in that regard. But let's get her to 5K, guys, and I want to see her get a pie in the face. That being said, guys, go ahead, have a great night. I hope that you all had a safe weekend, and it'll be Monday before we know it. Have a good night, guys. We will see you all again next Sunday for sure, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will talk to you soon. Night, James. Night, Spangies, Miss Kelly, everybody that stopped by tonight. I appreciate all the love and support, and we will see you on the flip side. Have a great night, guys. Bye for now.